Welcome to the September 2024 edition of the GECF Monthly Gas Market Report. We would like to present a short overview of the main highlights of the report, which include the major developments in the gas market during the last month. Global GDP growth for 2024 has been revised upward to 3.2%. In the US, the GDP growth forecast has been raised to 2.7%. Meanwhile, GDP growth projections for the euro area and China remain unchanged at 0.8% and 4.8%, respectively. Looking ahead, global economic growth is expected to hold steady at 3.2% in 2025. Additionally, global inflation continues to decline, with average rates forecasted at 4.5% for 2024 and 3.4% for 2025. However, the global economy may face headwinds in the upcoming months despite lower inflation and interest rates, and the risks are skewed to the downside. In August 2024, gas consumption in the EU recorded a year-on-year decrease of 4.6%, which was mainly driven by the continuous implementation of the gas demand reduction measures and higher nuclear and solar output in the power generation sector. In the industrial sector, gas consumption showed a recovery in major industrialized European countries, boosted by the fall in gas prices. In the power generation sector, gas consumption recorded a 4% year-on-year decline, while total electricity production rose by 5.2% year-on-year, reaching 198 terawatt-hours driven by cooling demand. Within the current power mix, non-hydro renewables held the largest share at 36%, followed by nuclear at 26%, gas at 17%, hydro at 12%, and coal at 9%. In August 2024, the US gas consumption dropped by 2.3% year-on-year to 73.2 BCM. The power generation sector led the decline with a drop of 1.3% year-on-year. Whereas, the residential and commercial sectors recorded a growth in gas consumption of 5.5% and 4.6% year-on-year respectively. Moreover, the industrial sector recorded a decline of 1.4% year-on-year. In the power mix, gas continued to lead with a 48% share, followed by non-hydro renewable, 16%, nuclear, 16%, coal, 16%, and hydro, 4%. In July 2024, China's apparent gas demand, which covers domestic gas production, pipeline gas and LNG imports, rose by 7.4% year-on-year to reach 35 BCM. This was driven by soaring temperatures, particularly in Shenzhen, a key region for gas-fired power generation. Additionally, data from the National Bureau of Statistics, (NBS), suggests that heightened production of toughened and laminated glass, one of the most gas-intensive industries in the country, have further boosted gas consumption. In the first 7 months of 2024, the major gas-producing countries, which account for 72% of the global gas output, collectively increased gas production by 2.3% year-on-year to reach 1,815 BCM. This reflects a healthy response from the global gas supply to the rising global demand. In July 2024, Europe witnessed a slight decline in its monthly gas production of 0.7% year-on-year, resulting in a total output of 15.3 BCM. This decrease primarily originated from the significant decline in the UK's and the Netherlands' output. However, the effect was counterbalanced by the significant rise in Norway's gas production. In August 2024, US total gas production continued its downward trend with a 1% year-on-year decline, reaching a monthly output of 98 BCM, reflecting the effect of the announced cuts in gas production by some major producers amidst low Henry Hub gas prices. Additionally, in July 2024, the total number of drilled but uncompleted wells in the 7 major regions amounted to 5,436, marking a 16 consecutive monthly decreases. With the current low Henry Hub prices, private producers continued the slowdown of their drilling activity, aiming to reduce cost burden, and hence increase the reliance on their inventory of drilled but uncompleted wells. In July 2024, China's gas production reached 20 BCM, representing a 9% year-on-year rise. In the first 7 months of 2024, Chinese gas production achieved a record high of 143.8 BCM, with a 6.7% year-on-year increase. In terms of new discoveries, in July 2024, approximately 530 million barrels of oil equivalent of hydrocarbon volumes were discovered, with gas amounting to 60 BCM. cumulative discovered volumes in the first 7 months of 2024 amounted to 3.1 billion barrels of oil equivalent. Al-Nuqida field, located in east of the island of Failaka, offshore Kuwait, was the most significant announced gas discovery in July 2024 and represented a breakthrough in Kuwait's exploration offshore activities. In August 2024, the EU imported a total of 13 BCM, which was 2% less than the level of 1 year ago, as well as 2% less than in the previous month. From January to August 2024, total PNG imports to the EU reached 106 BCM, increasing by 4% compared with the same period in 2023. During the month, PNG supplies from Libya increased by 18%. The two largest supply routes were Norway to Germany, which increased by 3% month-on-month, and net flows from the UK, which rose by 14% month-on-month. In July 2024, China imported a new monthly high of 6.7 BCM of PNG. This volume was 11% higher than 1 year ago, and 3% higher month-on-month. China's total PNG imports over the period from January to July 2024 increased by 14% year-on-year. In August 2024, global LNG imports saw a slight year-on-year decline of 0.3%, totaling 33.5 million tons. This decrease was primarily due to reduced LNG imports in Europe, which outweighed the increases seen in the Asia-Pacific and MENA regions. Europe's drop in LNG imports was linked to lower gas consumption, high storage levels, and strong pipeline gas imports. Meanwhile, stronger gas demand in China, Singapore, South Korea and Taiwan drove Asia-Pacific's LNG imports higher. On the supply side, global LNG exports increased by 3.6% year-on-year, reaching 34.2 million tons, the highest level since March 2024. The growth in exports was primarily driven by Nigeria, Qatar, Russia, and the US. In August 2024, the average daily volume of gas in storage in the EU increased to 93 BCM, or 89% of the region's capacity. Furthermore, there were 8.1 BCM of net gas injections during this month, which was similar to the monthly average net gas injections since May. There were 10 BCM more gas in storage than the 5-year average for the month. In Asia-Pacific, the combined volume of LNG in storage in Japan and South Korea in August 2024 was estimated to be 14 BCM, which was 2 BCM higher than the 5-year average storage level for that month, and higher than the 5-year range. In the US, the gas storage level returned to within the 5-year range in August 2024. The average daily volume of gas in storage rose to 94 BCM, representing 70% of capacity, which was 7 BCM higher year-on-year. Gas and LNG spot prices in Europe and Asia surged in August, reaching their highest levels of the year, though volatility remained low. The average TTF spot price was $12.21 per MMBTU, reflecting a 19% month-on-month increase. Similarly, the average Northeast Asia spot LNG price experienced a 10% month-on-month increase to $13.20 per MMBTU. Meanwhile, in the US, Henry Hub prices declined, averaging $1.99 per MMBTU. Although market fundamentals appear balanced, the market remains highly sensitive to supply risks. Looking ahead, extensive maintenance at Norwegian gas facilities could sustain bullish sentiment, though price-sensitive buyers in Asia may remain cautious. Thank you for watching this short video presentation on the September 2024 edition of the GECF Monthly Gas Market Report. We invite you to download the full report from our website at www.gecf.org, or you can scan the QR code.